Okay, peeps, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about the 5 reasons why NVDY will be the kingmaker of the YieldMax funds. Let's get it. So if we scroll over to the chart of NVDY real quick, just going to give you guys a brief update on the current price action before I move into the first reason here. So NVDY is currently breaking up. So there is some price appreciation potential here. I'm well aware that options ETFs, covered call ETFs, typically could have the potential of some decay, but you guys also have to understand part of the reason why decay could be being mentioned right now is because of the Fed tightening cycle. Whenever the Fed tightens, it kills demand, slows demand, which means that these companies don't make as much money. And if the underlying stock is going down in value, then the covered call options ETF is probably also going to go down in value. If we were truly in a true bear market where the Fed is doing monetary easing, quantitative easing, and inflation's low, rates are low, all of these stocks would be moonshining. Okay. So let's get into the first reason. The first reason is AI. NVIDIA, and I'll leave this link for you guys in the description below. NVIDIA is basically the kingmaker of AI. As you guys can see here on the website, they cover a bunch of different sectors of the market. So you got design and simulation. It mentions metaverse, which Facebook literally changed their name to Meta in the last crypto bull cycle. You can look it up. You type in Meta. That's basically what Facebook is now. So clearly AI and metaverse are a big deal. You got AI and data science, talks about machine learning and how to supercharge Gen AI. Gen AI stands for generative AI, just like basically Chat GPT is a good example of what generative AI is. High performance computing, classical quantum computing. Quantum computing is basically what the future phase of our current computing power that we have is. Like if I'm using a regular laptop right now, that's considered to be a classical laptop. So quantum computing would be the next phase of what we currently have. You got weather prediction. You got gaming and creating. We all know that all of us that game, we know that NVIDIA is pretty much legendary for this. Automotives, Tesla is a good example of this. It says here you can bring AI cabins to next gen cars. So basically, if Tesla wanted to put some fancy stuff in their car that you could talk to an AI on the dashboard, well, this is exactly who they would go to. They would go to NVIDIA and be like, hey, we want to buy your chips because we want to make this fancy AI that you can talk to in our cars. And there it is. It talks about the omniverse here. I'm not really sure what the omniverse is. I know what the metaverse is. I'll have to do some research on that. Robotics and edge computing, that's another good one. So robotics, again, we're talking about Tesla here. Anybody who's seen the video of the Tesla bot, that's pretty much all you need to know about that. So you got data centers and cloud computing. This is basically Google and Amazon or AWS, Amazon Web Services. That pretty much covers that sector right there. They even mentioned the Google Cloud in here. And it pretty much goes on and on, okay? So that's the first reason. Second reason is because of the chips. The current chip makers are NVIDIA, AMD, Qualcomm, Intel, Micron, and Broadcom. The largest cap of all of these is NVIDIA. It's literally the only one valued at more than $1 trillion. Typically, the first mover in a particular market is the kingmaker. They're the ones that ultimately hold the lion's shares of the market and usually have the biggest market cap. The Magnificent Seven: Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Tesla, and Meta. I mean, need I say more? So the current use cases of semiconductors that we have as of right now, as of today, is mobile phones, laptops, game consoles, microwaves, and refrigerators. Those all have some form of semiconductor in them. And then you have embedded systems like heating systems, digital watches, GPS systems, fitness trackers, televisions, and engine management systems. And then they have some other things like conductivity, lighting, and LED displays, and solar panels. With the current administration that we have in the White House, solar energy, future types of energy, wind energy, solar energy, nuclear energy, hydrogen energy. These are all really, really big deals. They're trying to push electric cars and not using gas cars and all that kind of jazz. You guys can look into that in your own time, but I just want to mention it here for the sake of correlating it with NVIDIA and what the use cases of their technology would be. So, future potential future use cases of semiconductors would be things like solar power, wind power, energy storage systems, which the Tesla Gigafactory is a good example of that. In order to power their electric vehicles, their robots, their spaceships, and their mind mechanisms, help me out here. I forget what the thing's called, but the thing that you get implanted into your brain that Elon Musk founded. If you guys know what that is, let me know in the comments below. I just can't think of it off of the top of me right now, but those are all things that Tesla uses that are related to energy storage systems. So the future use cases of these things are literally endless. NVIDIA is the one that's creating the chips to power the technology for all of these different future applications. All of the big Magnificent Seven companies, minus NVIDIA, are going to want a piece of the action. Meta is going to want some of the AI stuff for their metaverse. Tesla is going to want it for their cars and their robots and their spaceships. Microsoft's going to want it for their software products. Google's going to want it for their data centers. I mean, I could go on and on about this. Apple's going to want it for their phones and whatever else they use. All of these Magnificent Seven companies are going to be coming to NVIDIA to get the tools to power their technology to indoctrinate AI. So that would be the fourth reason, is that big tech is going to be looking to NVIDIA to help power their products and their services to grow their companies and to change with the times, because we all know that technology is only ever changing, right? So this all brings me back to NVIDIA and NVIDIA. So price appreciation and yield, of course, as dividend investors, that's what's important to us, right? This is going to be the fifth reason here. So NVIDIA was in a range for a long time. As you guys can see, it's poked its head out of there. It's gone up a little teeny tiny baby amount. You got like about 1%. The big deal here is you had a green candle close on the 4-hourly that closed in this range. Typically, that's usually a pretty bullish sign, okay? It's possible it could have a fake out here and go lower, but it's also possible that it could go higher, retest this previous resistance turn support, and then skyrocket to the upside from there. That's what I expect is going to happen. So if NVIDIA is the kingmaker of all of the tech companies and NVDY is the kingmaker of the YieldMax funds, what am I expecting from NVIDIA? Well, I expect the prices to go higher ultimately. How long that's going to take, I don't really know. In terms of yield, the highest yield that we have to date is July 7th, 95 cents. So between June and July, what happened on the charts? We could take a look at that. So June, July, NVIDIA was pretty much ranging between this $22 to $24 area. It's currently up at that area again. What does that tell us? So basically what that tells us is the higher that the price of NVIDIA is, most likely the higher the yield is going to be. But as for the long-term sustainability, NVIDIA is based on NVIDIA, and if NVIDIA is the kingmaker of all the tech companies, then it's only ever going to grow over time, which means in theory, the price of NVIDIA would appreciate over time, and the dividend yield would still be pretty juicy over time, I would think. Now, if we take a look at NVIDIA, the underlying stock, I'm going to go ahead and scroll out to the largest time frame here. So you guys can see NVIDIA's pretty much just been straight up. From the start of the year until now, it's up 261%. I'll use a few examples here of the Magnificent Seven to show you guys just how powerful NVIDIA has been this year. So on Apple, you have about 46%. On Tesla, which everybody loves Tesla, I love Tesla, and Tesla, you have roughly about 130 4%. And Meta is another good one. You have roughly about 150%. So NVIDIA, in terms of the price appreciation, has literally crushed the competition when it comes to the Magnificent Seven. And NVIDIA has also done pretty similar. If we take a look at the YieldMax funds here, we'll take a few picks of the same companies. Give me a second, I gotta scroll out on this. So on the weekly, you can see that NVIDIA is literally sitting at all-time highs. If we go over and take a look at Meta is at a deep discount, not even close to all-time highs. If we take a look at Tesla, it's at a deep discount, not even close to all-time highs. If we take a look at aapl, it's also at a deep discount, not even close to all-time highs. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are on NVIDIA. Hope you all have a great evening, and I will see you all later. Peace.